Hello, everyone. This is Logan589XP, and we are here today to react to the 30th anniversary Pokemon Presents, which that on its own is a big deal, especially because this one is going to be longer than normal. Most of the time, these Pokemon Presents tend to be like 10 minutes long, and it's like 8 minutes of, mobile game updates and stuff like that, and then 2 minutes of what we're actually here for. But this one is supposed to be 25 minutes, so maybe that means something, maybe it doesn't. I'm still not expecting too much. I'm expecting, basically just what we're all expecting to be here, and that's about it. I'm not really expecting any big surprises or anything. So I guess if you want a really quick rundown of what I'm expecting, yeah, we're gonna get the obligatory. Okay, first things first, we're gonna get the montage. If you've been watching these for as long as I have, you know exactly what I mean when I say the montage. We're gonna get the montage, but to be fair, it's the 30th anniversary, and they haven't done it in years. They used to do it like every year for like years. Like 2016 is when they first did it, and then they did it in like a couple years after that. But then eventually they stopped doing it. So fair enough, fair enough, I suppose. Um, but yeah, we're gonna get the montage. Then we're gonna get, wow, it's been 30 years, isn't that amazing? Look how far Pokemon has come. Whatever, we'll get that. Then we'll get, all the obligatory mobile game updates. We'll get updates regarding some of like the other media projects, whatever. And then we'll get champions. Well, they'll show off champions again, and we'll get some kind of release date for it because as of right now, it's still just 2026. We'll of course get Fire Red and Leaf Green, which was clearly intended to be saved for this event, but apparently it leaked early. I know I made the community post and I was like, why the heck did they announce it already? And it's like, oh, and then like Ethan posted a comment. It's like, oh, actually it leaked on the eShop. So they were just kind of like, well, everyone knows, so there's no point hiding it. A similar thing happening with GTA 6, right? The GTA 6 reveal trailer was going to be this like big streamed event, and then like it got leaked like the day or like 6 hours or whatever time. Like it got leaked like before, like half a day before, and so they were just like, well, let's just put it up because there's no point trying to hide it, right? So it's probably that. Yeah. So champions, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and then of course the last thing they'll end on is of course Gen 10. And that's all I'm expecting. I'm not expecting any new spin-offs. I'm not expecting some big new thing to shake things up dramatically. I know that obviously there was stuff in the leak that was like a Galar Legends game and some MMO project or whatever. But for this, I know it's 25 minutes, but I'm not I think that 25 minutes is just going to be like them talking about more 30th anniversary stuff. Um, but the amount of time they will spend on the actual like console games is going to be basically the same as they would have anyway. That's at least how I'm going into this. So I'm going into this expecting, you know, kind of just the minimum, I suppose. And that's okay because that's all I'm expecting. So if all we get is just we get our champions update, we get Fire and Leaf Green again, and then we get Gen 10 to close it out, and that's basically it as far as like notable stuff, then like that's all I'm expecting anymore. So yeah, so gonna be starting in a couple minutes here. Hey Antonio. How you doing today? I'm doing fine, I suppose. Of course, this is actually the very first stream that I have done since, well, the incident happened. But it's nice to be back streaming. I mean, this is not obviously a gaming stream. This isn't a Galaxy stream, which obviously we're gonna be doing, soon. Again, we only got a couple of days left in February, right? Um, I only got a couple of days left in February, 28th, 29th. It depends on what it is this year, right? Because of the whole leap year thing. So I don't know if there is a 29th or it's just the 28th or whatever. But the point is, we're gonna be doing that Galaxy stream like soon, you know. I don't know if we're gonna do it today, but like if we don't do it, but like tomorrow, probably, I don't know, but like that is definitely long overdue, the Galaxy stream, right? It's been over a month. It is time for us to finally get back on track. You know, now that like the biggest part of the whole, you know, saga that I've gone through over the last month is over, as obviously I posted on the community tab a little while ago. Now that like the biggest part of it is over, you know, it's like, okay, obviously there's still things I have to do and there's still things I'm gonna do, but the biggest part of it is over, and frankly, we need to return back to normalcy. You know, we need to get back on track doing streams again. And you know, kind of just going back to, you know, you know, kind of go back to normalcy. So this is our first step in that. This is my, again, first stream since the hack. First anything, video, anything. First anything I've done since it. So yeah, we're doing this, and then we'll be doing part 4 of Galaxy, like today, tomorrow, I don't know, sometime like in the next few days. Because we are definitely long overdue for that. So yeah. I woke up at 4 today. Yeah, I was kind of curious. I'm like, yeah, why are you up? I'm like, why are you up? I mean, obviously, I mean, I stayed up all night, as I'm sure you're well aware of. You know, I stay up all night for these, and then I just go to bed when they're done. The Galaxy Lucky Charms, the Galaxy Yoshi cookies. Yeah, I saw that. Apparently, you got that. Yeah, the marketing is in full swing for the Galaxy movie, but I've kind of been checked out of it for a bit because, you know, everything that's happened. It's just completely derailed me paying attention to any of the marketing. Because I know there's been a bunch of little clips that have come out since the second trailer. And of course, I didn't stream the second trailer because it happened the night that all that stuff went down. But anyway, so alrighty then. 6 a.m. Should be popping up here any second now. Apparently, this is being done as a YouTube premiere, not a normal live stream, because it says premiere, or at least sure sound. But then again, I know they're doing it on Twitch though, so it doesn't really matter how exactly they do it. The point is, it's happening any second. Just gotta wait for it to. Well, it says it's 6:01. Wonder why it's 6:01 and not just 6. Yeah, 6:01. It's now 6:01. Oh, here we go. So it is being done as a YouTube premiere. So we're getting the premiere opening with the iconic Spacewalk from Silent Partner. Silent Partner has a lot of iconic YTEL tracks. But this is the one that they decide to use for the YouTube premiere. It's been the YouTube premiere, like, theme for a long time now. The animation has changed, like, you know, the actual animation you're seeing right now, it's changed a couple of times, but the music has always been Silent Partner's Spacewalk. So, yeah. So here we go. 30 years of Pokemon. Again, I'm just really expecting Gen 10 as far as major stuff. But who knows? But if that's all we get, then that's fine with me. That's really all I'm expecting. Oh, let's turn the subtitles off. So here we go. Here's the montage. Yeah, so the whole montage of all the games, all the generations on all the different platforms. Although they're doing it in a much more low-key way than they normally would do it. Normally they have a big, like, live-action commercial. This one's more low-key by comparison, but...
Hello, everyone. I'm Ishihara from the Pokémon Company.
That's Ishihara?
Today,
why does he look different?
Is Pokémon Day. This is the date the Pokémon.
By the way, I turned off the subtitles. That's built in. That's just that's built into the stream.
In those first two titles, 151 Pokemon made their appearance.
So I can't turn that off. That's just
Now,
burned into
a
the
total of
stream.
1,025 Pokemon have been discovered. And these diverse Pokemon have been part of the stories trainers worldwide have been able to experience.
It is pretty nuts how many Pokemon there really are.
This year marks the Pokemon series' 30th, a milestone reached because of your support. Thank you, each and every one of you. We hope you will all enjoy seeing how Pokemon continues to evolve. In today's
Hey
podcast,
Jackson, nice to
we'll
see you.
share
I
all
didn't
the
expect to
latest news
see
about
you here.
Please enjoy the
Yeah, nice to
presentation.
see you. Sitting in work parking lot for 5 minutes right now. Swear, are we getting another montage thing? 'Cause we already kind of had a montage. It was a low-key montage compared to what they normally do, but... Oh, wait a second. Are they doing like a Game Boy Mini or something? Oh, wait. It's okay. Now I get it. It's wait.
I'm Junichi Masuda.
Whoa. I haven't seen Masuda in a hot minute, and he looks different. The hair. His hair looks very different.
We took particular care to make the audio sound just like
Okay, so this is like a little like portable like MP3 player basically. Okay. I mean, that's neat, I suppose. Although it'd be nice if they also just put that on the music app while they're at it. And there is Pokemon music on the app. In fact, they added the Fire Red Leaf Green music when they announced the game a few days ago. But yeah, we have not seen Masuda in a long time. He used to be the face of Pokemon like 6, 7, 8 years ago, and then he has been relegated to the background for better or for worse. But it's just weird to see him again. He's looking good. He certainly looks different. But that's just because it's been like years. But it makes sense that they had him for that because, of course, he was the sole composer for Red and Blue, so it makes sense to have him for like announcing that little MP3 Game Boy thing. So yeah, I don't know if you saw this, but this presentation is actually like longer than most of them because these Pokemon presents, they're normally like 10 minutes, with like the first 8 minutes being the mobile games and all that stuff, right? But this one is supposed to be 25 minutes. Now, I'm not putting too much hope into that amounting to like substantially more stuff that like we're going to be interested in. I'm just saying that this is like double the length of your normal Pokemon presents. But that could also just mean like they're going to spend 5 minutes talking about like champions or something. That could just be what that means. Or it could mean just a bunch of 30th anniversary like events or something. We'll see.
Or from home on our live stream, we can't wait to see you this August.
But
Thank you, Pokemon trainers.
Again, my only real expectation is just Gen 10. That's really it. I'm not expecting like anything substantial beyond that. So if that's all we really get, then like that's fine, because that's all I'm expecting. Right, the card game. I'm guessing some update for the mobile versions. I know that came out like a year ago or so. Or maybe it's just an update for the card game in general. I don't know. I don't know anything about the card game, really. Hopefully Gen 10 looks good. I mean, it's gonna look better than the previous few games. I'm certain of that. I'm not... Like, again, I think I said this to you at one point, how, like, I think we've seen, like, the floor, right? I think I'm of the opinion that Scarlet and Violet, that's the floor. We will never see Pokemon get to like that state ever again, right? ZA was better. Not like dramatically better, but it was better by enough that it's like that's like a step above Scarlet and Violet. So by default, Gen 10 will be a step above ZA.
And there's a 2-day Pokemon Go tour event starting
Bare minimum.
tomorrow.
We have seen the floor. We've seen the absolute worst that Pokemon will ever look on console. It literally is only up from here. But yeah, that's another thing I forgot though, is that yeah, Pokemon Go. It's yeah, Pokemon Go's 10-year anniversary is this year. That's another thing I kind of forgot about, honestly.
Let your curiosity shine. Like a twinkling star.
Now that one's a bit of an arbitrary timeline. 6.5 years. Forgot that Pogo was bought out too. What's Pogo? I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Oh, Pokemon Go. I'm an idiot. But yeah, you're talking about how like I think it was like a year ago. I think it was either 2025 or 2024. Right when I forget who are they called again? I forget their name. But like some other like mobile game developer, they bought not Niantic completely, but they bought like the game division of Niantic. And now they're like the developers of Go, but it's still the same team. It's still the Niantic team, just under a new company and under a different like name. It's like it starts with an S. I want to say Scopely. That's the name I want to say. It is. It's like Scopely or something. But yeah, like that's something. Yeah, that happened like a year or so ago, I want to say. But as far as I remember, it's the same team. Basically, the team just moved from Niantic to that new company, but it's the same like team or whatever, from what I remember. But yeah. By the way, there's some stuff we need to talk about that's happened recently. I assume by stuff you mean like the... I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff I need to talk about. Obviously, when I do the Galaxy stream in like a day or so, we have a lot of stuff. We got a month's worth of stuff to catch up on. We will have no shortage of topics. But as far as like recent stuff, I mean, of course, the biggest one that just happened yesterday was Netflix officially backed out. Paramount made Paramount made their final offer, and Warner Bros. Is like, yeah, we like this one more than the. Wait, what? Oh, is this a Coliseum in XD? This is something I actually was talking with. I was actually talking, like, I mentioned this to, like, Ethan, I think, the other day. I was like, oh, yeah, I could totally see them, like, announcing this. Like, we already knew it was coming, because it was in, like, the little reel from a while ago. Like, we'd get, like, an actual date for these. Like, oh, yeah, I could totally see them just throwing them in. So, there you go. There's Coliseum and XD. I don't think they're going to be shadow dropped, but we're at least going to get, like, hey, come in, March 6th or whatever. But anyway, yeah, so basically Paramount has basically won. They've won the war for Warner Bros. Essentially. March 2026. No specific date though, just March. But yeah, that's a Gale of Darkness though. They didn't say isn't that like the other one? I don't know. Anyway, so there's that. Whatever. So we got that.
I'd like to give you all some additional updates as we share the latest news on our games. First off, we have information regarding the Pokémon Fire Red version.
Yeah, that you guys screwed up by leaking on the eShop.
The Pokémon Fire Red and Pokémon Pokemon Leaf
It
Green
would have been a
games,
bigger deal if you guys
Pokemon
didn't screw that up,
Pokemon
but
Green games in Japan were released on Game Boy Advance in
or maybe that
2000.
was Nintendo's fault. Maybe they're the
Today,
ones that screwed
these
up.
games have been made available to play once more as download exclusive titles on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. We also plan to make these
So there's home.
Pokemon Home.
I've seen some like videos that are like,
You can bring
does it
Pokemon
support
and take
home because
Pokemon
it was on the
RPG
eShop
series
page and then it got
titles.
removed or something? And
Or
there you
can
go.
send
It
Pokemon
supports
to your
home.
Pokemon champions.
I know it doesn't support online. I know that, but there's home at least. That's confirmed.
Next, we have some news about Pokemon champions.
So yeah, here's champions. We're about 13 minutes in, so we're like halfway through. I feel like they've been pacing themselves pretty well. They've been getting through. It doesn't feel like they're dragging at all. I feel like they're spending the appropriate amount of time to spend on all of these. They're not like spending like what feels like forever on something that's not super important. They're going through these fairly quickly, which I appreciate. Because you can feel when the pacing is not like great in like these kinds of presentations, but I feel like they're pacing it fairly well. At least in my opinion. Need to hurry and charge your intent so I can go to work. This is far better than the past presentations for sure. I mean, compared to your average Pokemon Presents, I mean, yeah. But this is also a bit of a special occasion, so... And this is longer. Okay, so it's coming out in April on Switch, and then on mobile later this year. Okay, so that's soon. That's relatively soon. I don't know, maybe I'll try it out, because it's like a free-to-play thing, I'm
Next
pretty
up is
sure.
news about the Mega Dimension DLC for the Pokemon Legends ZA game, the newest title in the Pokemon series.
What's there to say about it? It's
Please take
already
a look at
out.
this video.
It's already done. There's not going to be anything else. What? Are they doing another thing? Some other update? Or is this just going to be like a promo video? Like, it came out like 2 months ago. Nah, it's 2 waves. Okay, well, I thought that the first wave was the DLC. Because I knew there were other. Okay, actually, let me say that. Let me change what I was gonna say. I know there's another wave, but I just assumed that like the second wave was gonna be like minor stuff. Because I knew it wasn't like it was for like Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, where those were like 2 proper like expansions. Those were 2 proper DLCs. I interpreted Mega Dimension as the first DLC is basically like actual Mega Dimension, like the actual main part. And then the second part is just kind of like bonus side stuff or whatever. Kind of like how in Splatoon 3, the expansion pass, there's Inkopolis, which is wave 1. Which you know is neat and all, but it's not. It doesn't really matter. It's not really content. But then Wave 2 is Side Order, which is like the actual DLC, like the actual real DLC thing, right? I kind of assumed that that's how this was gonna work, but just in reverse, where you get the actual DLC part first, and you get like the supplemental stuff later. But I don't know. Obviously, I'm not super tuned in to Pokemon stuff beyond like, you know, what I see on like, you know, various things, but I'm not like tuned into it. But yeah, okay, so I guess that I don't know.
A new Mega Evolution of Garchomp, Mega Garchomp Z.
Okay, so there's a new Mega Evolution.
This mystery gift will become available for the Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension DLC after this presentation concludes. After claiming this gift, you'll be able to detect a special hyperspace distortion where you can encounter Mega Garchomp Z. You can obtain a Garchompite Z stone by winning a
7
battle against
minutes
Mega
left.
Garchomp Z in the special pocket of hyperspace.
What else do they have to talk about?
Next up, we have some news about Pokemon.
Oh, right,
Pokepia.
this. I mean, they just did a treehouse. They really don't need to talk about it. But, like, it is a game coming out soon, so it has to be. Retro music for, like... Oh, wait, hold on, wait. That's a new Rotom.
Looking stereo of
That's a new Rotom form.
Did it get enticed by the music and hop inside? It's really energetic and seems to go by DJ Rotom.
But, I mean, obviously that's, you know, red and blue music or whatever playing. Yeah. And then they have other music from throughout the series, I guess.
It can help liven up the town with a variety
But, yeah,
of
that's
music.
it. Is that new? That must be new, right? That Rotom thing? Has there ever been, like, new forms of Pokemon introduced in, like, spin-offs? I mean, like, actual spin-offs. Like, you know, not Legends, obviously. Like, actual spin-offs. Because as far as I know, that hasn't really happened.
Seems like Ditto is working
But what do I know?
Pokemon to develop the town. Wow,
Poke Park
you're sure
3
fired
would be hyped, but I doubt
Of
it
course
with
you can't give
Pokopia
your all
coming out
on
next
an
month.
empty
We are
stomach.
25.
It
Yeah,
looks
this one's
like
new,
Lily
and
would
yes,
like
but
something
not
to eat
canon
too.
forms.
But how do you
As in, like, there have been other forms, but they've just never been introduced to, like, the mainline games, is what you're saying.
Huh? That silhouette.
You wanna, what I think would be cool to get in one of these presentations, even though they'll never do it, because it's such a niche thing. I would love, for them to announce, I guess what you would call Volume 3 and 4 of, like, the Shinji Miyazaki soundtrack from the anime. Because I absolutely love the original music for the anime. But we only have the soundtrack CDs up to Sinnoh. We don't have Unova, Kalos, and Alola. He left the series after that. He didn't do Journeys or Horizons, but, like, there's, like, 3 regions worth of music we don't have, like, high-quality versions for that aren't, like, you know, fan conversions trying to, like, remove audio and make it sound decent. Now, that's something I would like, but that's obviously a very niche thing and not at all the kind of thing that they would talk about in a presentation like this. And if they ever did, it would be like a Japan-only thing, and then, you know, of course, people would just upload it and whatever.
But where's the last one? Whoa! You can transform
Right, like
into
Shadow
objects,
Pokemon, for
too.
example.
That was
Oh, right, isn't that in the Gale of Darkness or whatever? I never played any of those games, but, like, I know at least that game has that.
Together,
Do
you
do
can
do
develop
do
a town,
do do.
or go on far-off adventures.
Do do do
New
do
encounters
do
may await you as well.
do do do.
Every day, the world gets bigger.
I
and
am
bigger.
surprised that they're, like,
To develop
spending
the town, one
this
step
much
at a
time on this. Like, I get it, but, like, it just feels a little weird when we just had a treehouse. I know not everyone's gonna watch that, but it is weird. Yeah, March 5th. So, soon. January 31st, 2027. That is so weird to look at still. Hey, they actually acknowledged Koei Tecmo. They acknowledged Koei Tecmo. Yeah, they're the main developers of that game. I'm not sure why Game Freak is included in there. They're not the ones making that game.
We hope you enjoy working with Pokemon to develop a town from the ground up.
Okay, surely now, right?
Today, we covered all of the information you
Okay,
see here.
now we're gonna get Gen
to end our presentation today.
Yeah, here we
with
go.
one final video for you all.
Now, are we actually going to see gameplay, or is it just going to be like a
Thank you for tuning
logo?
in.
That's the question I have. Hopefully gameplay, although with Pokemon, it's a double-edged sword. Is that a Ecruteak City? Mount Silver? Is that, or am I just seeing things? Wait, or no. Yeah, that's definitely what that was. Because obviously that's Lumiose City. That's Scarlet and Violet. Obviously, we already know what the region is from the leaks. Well, we at least know what it's based on, I should say. I don't know if we know the name. I mean, obviously, we're going to find out what the name is. But... Okay. It's water. I see a lot of water, unsurprisingly. The region sure looks like what I would imagine the region to look like, I suppose. I mean, obviously the graphics aren't anything great still, but I can tell they are better. At the very least. I can tell that. Even just from this stream, that it's clearly better looking. Now, the real question I have is, what is this game gonna have a Switch 1 version? That's been the big thing. Is this gonna be a Switch 2 only game or not? That's the big one. That water actually looks pretty good, honestly. Like the waves. I know that might be a low bar, but I don't know. I didn't expect the Pokemon game to have actual waves like that. Of course, we already knew this. This was spoiled a long time ago. $2027? Only on Switch 2? Now, granted, if it's going to come out in 2027, I would sure hope it's only on Switch 2 at that point. I mean, I'm fine with that, personally. It being 2027. I don't think anyone's going to really complain about the games taking longer. What? Okay, hold on, wait, what just happened?
February, the last
Okay, hold on. What the heck just happened? Did that just cut off like that? Really? No credits or anything? That was really weird. That was just a hard cut. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, I gotta look through. I gotta look through that one more time. At least once more here. So one thing I was gonna bring this up, but I was like, let's wait and see what actually happens. So this bit right here, I saw this and I'm like, there's no way the game actually looks like that, right? There's no, because like I'm looking at this and I'm like, this looks like it could be some kind of in-engine something. This doesn't look like it's CG, but it doesn't look like the game. Okie gotta go to work now. Well, thanks for being here. It was nice to see you here, and I definitely want to talk sometime soon. I don't know if you saw, but I did call you the other day. when you were online, but you didn't pick up. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. But we can obviously we'll get to talking eventually. But obviously, I would like to talk because it's been a while, right? We haven't talked since like November, and obviously the whole situation that I've gone through over the last month is part of the reason why it hasn't happened sooner. But yeah, anyways, it's cool to see you here, though. Cool to see you here. Wow, 2027. That's good news. Honestly, give it more time. Yeah, it certainly ain't gonna hurt them, right? It certainly ain't gonna hurt them to spend more time on it. Thanks for real. That's the update Pikachu model. This? Are you talking about like this part? I'm not sure, or maybe you're talking about something that we saw later on. I just wasn't paying attention. Obviously, I'm going to go through the whole trailer. I mean, I know you're not going to be here for that because you're leaving right now. Actually, you got to go to work. But anyway, so when I saw this, I'm like, it's 30 FPS, so it might be the game. It could be the game, but I wasn't. I was like, let's wait. I bet this is not actually the game. This is like some thing. And then obviously we cut to the game, and it looks like what you'd expect it to look like. It's better than Scarlet and Violet. It is. It is. But it's also obviously not anything crazy either. Obviously, this is a 1080p stream. I wish this was a 4K stream. I think that would help. Well, maybe it would help, maybe it wouldn't, depending on how you look at it. But I would like it to be, because all the Nintendo streams are 4K now ever since the Switch 2 era started, which is awesome. And they upload their trailers in 4K, which is great for the higher bit rate, but on top of the resolution. But this is just a 1080p trailer, so yeah, I think the water, at least on a surface level, actually looks fairly good, I would say. I don't know, I would say, even just going off of this one section, it definitely is a noticeable improvement. Again, it still doesn't look great, but it's definitely a noticeable step up, I would say. Now, of course, I could nitpick various things. Okay, maybe this is what you meant by Pikachu model. Maybe you meant this. That's probably what you meant, to be fair. Yeah, it's definitely an improvement. It's definitely an improvement. I can tell it's definitely an improvement, for sure. Now, obviously, every time we get new starters, we kind of have to sit and really think about how we feel about them. I know that you said, you don't. Okay, so, I mean, initial impressions, I would say, I'm kind of like whatever on them. I don't really think any of them are particularly interesting, at least as of right now. One thing I can say is the Angry Birds on this one, you could just see that Angry Bird's face. I can't not see that. I mean, if I were to get this game, and you asked me right now who I'm going to pick, probably the one in the middle, the fire dog thing. But that's not like a strong endorsement or anything. It's just like right now, I'd be like, yeah, sure. But I don't know, the design's kind of whatever. Overall, I'd say, at least as it stands. Yeah, I know that water. It's like weird. It's weird, but again, look. The bar is low for Pokemon, but I'm going to be like, hey, that actually looks kind of good if it does look kind of good. And the water, and granted, again, 1080p, compressed stream, I'm sure, all that stuff. But the water actually looks kind of good. Like, it kind of looks like Breath of the Wild water. Wow, water that was capable on the Wii U is finally happening in a Switch 2 Pokemon game. Again, I'm taking the W's where we can take them. Right? I'm trying to point out where I can when I see something that's actually like, it actually looks kind of good, Yeah, then the Wind and Waves title. Let's go back one more time. One more time, okay? Yeah, I'll have to say, it is fun. I mean, obviously, of course, but it's like Game Freak, like that's like a selling point or something for people. Obviously, it's their game, but I'm just saying. But yeah, it's definitely a step up for sure. Like this looks like what like this game looks like what a Switch or even Wii U era game should have looked like. Right? And again, I'm not saying this looks amazing or anything. I'm just saying that, like, in comparison, it's like I can tell this is a step above. Now, okay, one thing I haven't talked about is the character designs. This has been like a little nitpick of mine the last couple of generations. How like the character designs are a little too similar. Like in Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, and even in ZA, like the character designs like are too similar. These ones, I mean, obviously we're just seeing them for the first time. I want to say they're more different than the last couple, but I don't know. They're at least different colors. That's an improvement. You know, they don't have the same color. That's at least one benefit. I don't know. I mean, designs are kind of whatever. We've had better designs, but at least they're a different color now. I'll at least give them that. As opposed to in ZA when they are both the same color. And I get it, the color of the game's green because it's C and Zygarde, but like I feel like they should be different colors. If you're not going to give them completely different outfits, at least give them different colors. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, I really don't have much to say about it other than, you know, it doesn't look amazing or anything, for sure. But, like, it's definitely a step up. Like, these leaves actually look pretty good. Like, these leaves look like leaves I would imagine you'd see in, like, Breath of the Wild, but maybe even higher definition than Breath of the Wild, funny enough. There's a lot of grass that's moving, what that's worth. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's really all I have to say. I mean, it's neat that we got to see gameplay, for better or worse. Because it's like weird. Like any other franchise, it's like give us gameplay, and then with Pokemon, it's like I want to see gameplay, but I also kind of don't, because if the game doesn't look like how people think it should look, then it's gonna be a bit of a mess. But I don't know. They're getting there slowly. How about that's what I can say. Like the Switch 3 Pokemon, like when we get to the Switch 3 or whatever the next console is, like that, like Gen 12 or 13 will look like what Gen 8 or 9 should have like. It's like it's slowly going up, slowly game by game. The Game Freak is getting there. But to be fair, I don't think it's all on Game Freak. I mean, obviously we've seen with Beast of Reincarnation that they can put out a game that is like a graphically demanding game. Obviously Pokemon would never look like that game specifically, but like it's shown, and obviously that's Series X at PS5, but like I think that, and we know from the leaks that like Legends ZA had like a $10 million budget or whatever, so it's definitely like the budget is definitely part of it. It's probably budget combined with time, combined with like the stringent like oh hey, like I see the little I see that cloud, but it's kind of interesting that they show this underwater bit, so that makes it seem like you're actually going to be able to go underwater, which is not a new thing in the series, of course, but like I'm guessing it would be a more like, you know, we've never had it in like a proper 3D style anyway, really. But yeah, so yeah, Wind and Waves. Again, we knew this for a while. We thought this was going to be the Greece game. Nope, Southeast Asia. But I guess it works for that too. Obviously, a lot of islands and stuff. But yes, 2027, that's a win right there. I'm not saying the game is going to look dramatically better than it does right now. I'm just saying more time is always a plus. More time is always a plus when it comes to Pokemon. So I am perfectly content with November 2027. I mean, obviously, I'm not into the series at the moment, so like it doesn't really affect me. But like, okay, if they announced Smash in like, okay, let's say we got a direct in March. We're not gonna, but let's just say we got a direct in March and they announced Smash 6. And then they said 2027. Would I be complaining about that? No. That'd be fine. I mean, I wish it was sooner, but like, I'm not going to complain about more dev time, you know? It's only a plus. But Pokemon is, of course, the series that really needs it. But yeah, but Switch 2 only, no Switch 1 version. So, I mean, I think that's a good thing. I think it's good they're not putting out a Switch 1 version. Personally, I get why that will be. I know that will be disappointing to some people. I know there will be people, maybe not you and me, but like there will be like just normal, casual people. They play Pokemon, but they're not like, but like they just, but like that's, but like it's not, but they're not up to date on hardware, and that's not like a big thing for them. They just want to play the game, right? They don't really care about the frame rate and all that stuff. As long as they can play the game and it's not a complete disaster, then that's fine. For them, it will suck. But I mean, again, I think it's a good thing that they're just going forward on Switch 2. And obviously, 2027. I mean, the console will be 10 years old at that point, right? The Switch will be 10 years old in 2027. So, yeah, I think that's a good move, personally. It being Switch 2 only, not trying to cram it onto the Switch 1. Again, Game Freak already hasn't done a great job with the Switch 1 as is. Let's not try and cram another game onto it that clearly, from what I can tell, is at least somewhat designed with the Switch 2 in mind. So, So yeah, 2027. And then it just ends right there. It's kind of weird that there's no like credits or anything. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that. So I mean, we got what I wanted out of it, which was basically just show us Gen 10 and like actually show it, not just like the logo. They showed us it. We even got to see the starters. So I guess there's that. Am I going to be getting it? Well, probably not. But it was cool to see, I guess. So that is basically that. I really have nothing else to add. So again, thank you all for watching. Thank you to both Antonio and Jackson for being here. And yeah, so what's next? Well, I already said it earlier on, but just to reiterate, again, I'm gonna actually let's see, because it'll say right. The 28th, so there is no 29th. It's just the 28th. Okay. So tomorrow, probably tomorrow, we will finally do part 4 of Galaxy and catch up on all the bit news that's happened, as well as finally give basically the complete story as it is of the hack. Because even though I've talked about it on the community tabs and like the main stuff that's relevant to any of you guys is already on there, but we're gonna have to tell the whole story, like every detail I can possibly tell, basically up until this point. We'll tell that, but I don't want the stream to be focused on that. I definitely want You know, like we'll talk about it for probably like the first 30 minutes, and then everything else we'll be talking about other topics. I don't want to harp on it because again, it's been a month since it happened, and I want to finally move on from it. Like it's still not done. I mean, I still have to try and see if I can get the Discord back somehow, but I do have a new Discord in the meantime, which if you want to know, again, go see the community post I made about it. That clearly signifies which Discord account is the new one and which one's the old one. But anyways, yeah, what time? What time? I do not know yet. Probably later on in the day. Probably after dinner, which here on the Pacific Coast would mean like 8, 9 p.m. at the earliest. But that's just, you know, what I would say as of right now. But yeah, it's definitely time we finally do that and finally get this channel back on track. And we've had the whole thing with the hack, and that really sucked. And obviously, again, I'll give the full story because I basically got to talk about it. Even though I kind of feel like I've said the most important parts already, but just so we can get it done now the way and have it be said, and then we can finally move on to just doing normal. We can go back to normal. We can just talk about normal things. We can talk about all the other stuff that's been happening that I want to talk about, and then we can basically just move forward. And it happened, and it is what it is. I am incredibly thankful, though, that I did not lose the Xbox stuff. I'm very, very thankful to Microsoft that they were able to recover that and attach it to the new email I made for Microsoft account. So even though I lost my old 15-year-old email, I at least got the most important part of it saved. But again, I will explain the whole story, the complete story so far, when we do that stream, most likely tomorrow. So again, thank you all for watching, and with that being said, this is Logan 5 and 9 XP, and I'll see you guys next time.